Enhancement Talent of the Week. Whoa, with Donnie and Jay. The jobbers might not have the greatest physiques. Whoa, Enhancement Talent of the Week.
The Enhancement Talent of the Week is brought to you by Star Will Books, your map to amazing stories. Star Will Books is the publisher of the best-selling science fiction series, The Adventures of Duke LaGrange. They also have a new book coming out around shopper marketing and digital media. So not science fiction, they're going in the nonfiction realm. That's kind of cool. And you can visit them today at Star Will Books. I'm sure they're going to do some really cool stuff moving forward. And that is starwillbooks.com. Sorry. I assume everybody out there in their listenership knows that there's a .com at the end, but you never know. I guess it could be .org or .net or something. So, Donnie, this week, guess what? It's a good one. It is, I don't know, maybe one of my favorite ones, just because this guy had a little bit of a run in Memphis. And you look at him and you don't necessarily think enhancement talent. And I know that's a generalized statement, and shame on me for doing that. It is 2020. That is just not very woke of me. But, we want to be, enhancement talent equality here. But this guy actually had the look of at least a decent mid-carder and a big promotion. So I mentioned that big run. He started in the Continental Wrestling Association in Memphis, the CWA. And most of his time after that, though, was spent in the WWF. He did have one single match in the USWA in which he defeated Billy Travis. So he's undefeated in the history of the USWA. So there's that. But some of his big matches in the WWF, at least, Jimmy Snuka, the Rockers, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the Road Warriors, the Hart Foundation, Demolition, Dusty Rhodes. So all in that 89 to 91 era. He did start in 1986, but basically I haven't seen any results featuring this wrestler since the early 90s. So a very small window, much like Joe Cruz, who we talked about last week. He did a lot in a short period of time. So in my book, that's pretty impressive. So some of his big wins. He had a tag team win. Now get this, with former tag team champion of the world and Hall of Famer Rocky Johnson. Rocky Johnson, yes, this guy's going to be my tag team partner. And they defeated Phil Hickerson and Mr. Shima, who you might know better as Sato from the Orient Express, Akio Sato. So that's pretty cool. He had a big feud with Tojo Yammamoto, of course, in Memphis. And it had a boxing match in there. So a little Piper Mr. T action in there. And he also drew with Tracy Smothers and John Paul from AWA fame when he teamed with Tony Falk. So there's some great legendary regional talents in that one. He's tagged with the aforementioned Rocky Johnson, Bob Bradley, Barry Horowitz, Dale Wolf, Tarzan Goto. He freaking teamed with Tarzan Goto. So, anywhere from like classic enhancement talent to deathmatch icons, he's been there. He debuted back in 1986 as the Ninja, as so many people probably debuted as something as generic as the Ninja. It's right up there with, the Avenger, the Grappler, the Assassin, the Masked, insert word here. But overall, like I said, a pretty damn good career. One funny thing is I was reading the results and I saw Rocky Johnson. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. Because this wrestler's name is the actor's name. He's not the actor, but is the actor's name and he just passed away recently, so that's kind of sad, of Duke, the trainer in Rocky. So you have Rocky and you have this guy who is the actual real life name of the actor that played Duke, one of the most obviously featured guys in the Rocky series. So you've probably guessed it by now as a Rocky fan. That man, that wrestler, that enhancement talent, that guy that made so many people look good in the ring is the great Tony Burton. Tony Burton, your enhancement talent of the week. Do you remember old Tony?
Not off the top of my head. I'll have to do a little research there and look back and see what that was all about.
Well, you don't need to, because I'm going to put a link in the show notes with some pretty good Tony Burton matches.
As usual. Him
against Jeff Jarrett, a young Jeff Jarrett in Memphis, against the Juicer, Art Barr, in one of his few WCW matches. Him and John Paul against Tojo Yammamoto and Phil Hickerson. And then him and Bob Bradley, another great enhancement talent, against the Hart Foundation. So I'll put those in the show notes so everybody can kind of get their fix of Tony Burton. But he was a bigger guy, had a good look. There was no real reason that he couldn't have been believable as something a little bit more than an enhancement talent, but he was damn good as an enhancement talent. And yeah, so I really enjoyed doing a little bit more research than I normally would on enhancement talent, because Tony Burton, like I said, has some really damn good matches, and his Memphis stuff is pretty darn good. If you've enjoyed the Enhancement Talent of the Week segment, and hopefully you're enjoying it every week, and you enjoyed the other stuff that we do here on the Wrestling Life Support Podcast, be that a dream card, be that a pay-per-view review, or like tonight where we're doing a Coliseum Home video review, please, please, please subscribe to us, leave a positive review, leave a positive rating, or Donnie, tell them how they can check us out on social media and engage with us there.
You can follow us at WLS Podcast or search Wrestling Life Support.